Alright, what's going on, you fam? Raiyuden here. So it's data download day. Let's go ahead and see what Legends has in store for us. We already know that we're going to be getting a Zenkai Awakening for the red Omega Shenron. So here's the Zenkai Rush battle. I'm really hoping that this guy is good. Not just because GT could use a new red unit, but because he has some quirks in his kit that actually aligns pretty well with countering UI Goku, AoE green card, having a pretty good ranged blue ultimate. Those things are valuable in today's meta, especially when a lot of characters have various counters, just troublesome ways of dodging, getting hit. Ranged blues have a ton of value for sure. AoE greens as well. I mean, one of the best units in the game has one, so it's nice to see Red Omega get a power up. Hopefully he becomes relevant and is strong enough to fight on the GT setup. Now next, here's an event that's coming out, Challenge Battle GT. Most noteworthy thing is this bad boy over here. We're getting a ton of LFC power, actually. So kudos to Legends for continuously giving us more LFC power. It goes a long way. I think a lot of us have noticed that, you know, Legends Festival, he had a single copy of the unit, and then you went ahead and star powered them up, LFC powered them up, and now you're looking at them and they have a pretty decent star count. It is quite nice. I've seen people take a single copy of, say, Pycon, LF Gogeta, and taking them to 9 stars up at this point. Big win. Next, we got some new card sleeves. So Giru has one. There's one for the Kid Goku, which is cool. New login bonus. The Dragon Ball GT Festival Episode Campaign GT Login Bonus Festival. Cool. But next, the most important thing has to be the kit for Mr. Omega Shenron. So big shout out to Hydros for providing the kit breakdown here. Nice little format as well. Let's go ahead and dive into what Omega Shenron gets. So, main ability, draw the Ultimate Arts card Negative Karma Powerball next. Restore own health by 20% and ki by 40. 30% damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. Pretty standard main ability. Zenkai, post Zenkai passive 1. 70% to damage inflicted, reduce damage received by 50%. Card draw speed level 1 cannot be cancelled and increases a Dragon Ball by 1. Wow. So honestly, all the Zenkais so far in 2024 have been brought up to modern standards for sure. I mean, the multipliers alone are a big jump. They're not like 90% or 100% that you typically see with standard characters coming out now. But given that the character has such high stats and the Zenkai ability passive tied to them, these multipliers are still acceptable. So 70% damage inflicted with 50% reduced damage received, totally fine. Giving them card draw speed is another nice little touch, and increasing your Dragon Ball. With the crazy Dragon Ball acquisition rate change, GT now has 3 mainstay units that increase their Dragon Balls as just part of their kit. Kid Goku, Pan, and now this guy. GT is quickly becoming the team that will Rising Rush you the fastest. It used to be any team with Goku and Frieza. Starting to look like it's going to be GT. That's what, 3 Dragon Balls just off of their kit now? Very crazy. And I'm pretty sure Omega Shenron used to increase his damage based off of the amount of Dragon Balls he had. So that's another power up for him, I assume. Next, applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. 50% damage inflicted cannot be stacked or cancelled. Reduced damage received by 20% for 15 counts, pretty good. Brings up his reduced damage received passive to modern characters. 10% to damage inflicted per Dragon Ball you possess. There we go. I'm guessing that can be cancelled then, but it's still nice to see that we can increase his power. Effects reset after character switch. 120% off the bat, and you can get this guy up to 190% if you have a full Rising Rush available to you. Very, very strong. His next passive applies the following effects to the enemy when this character lands a strike or blast starts. 20% chance to inflict strong poison. 20% chance to inflict heavy bleed, 10% chance to inflict paralysis. That stinks. Strong poison and heavy bleed, 2 debuffs being applied. The little tick rate damage, the dot damage does count. Damage over time, it is noticeable. I mean, the heavy bleed that you deal with from, you know, Janemba's ult and whatnot, it makes a difference. Eventually the unit comes back and you're like, hey, that HP bar used to be green. Now it's yellow. Yeah, they took quite a bit of damage. Applies the following effects to self if a GT regeneration, or powerful opponent other than this character is a battle member. An increased 50% chance to inflict strong poison upon landing a strike or blast arts hit. And a 15% chance to inflict heavy bleed upon landing a strike or blast arts hit. Wow. Just tons of just strong poison, heavy bleed. A lot of little dot damage. Applies the following effects to self. If a shadow dragon other than this character is a battle member, 20% chance to inflict paralysis upon landing a strike or blast arts hit. I wonder if this means another shadow dragon could see a Zenkai awakening. Ice Shenron wouldn't be a bad one just because a blue Zenkai buffer for the new LF would make sense, wouldn't it? I was saying the Kid Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku would make sense as well. The Z ability is fantastic. What is it? 35% strike attack and defense and 18% to blast attack. That would have made sense. Right now, all he has is Baby. And Baby, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and Super Saiyan 4 Goku have terrible Z abilities. Terrible, terrible, terrible. So they need a new Zenkai bench workup. So that Kid Super Saiyan 3 or Ice Shenron would be nice. Alright, his new passive, Zenkai 3. Shadow Dragon's Wisdom applies the following effects to the enemy when changing cover. Randomly destroy a card, reduce ki by 20, make all the arts costs go up by 5 for 10 timer counts. Not bad, Disrupt. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield if there is a defeated battle member. Restore on health by 20%, activates twice. That's good. Restore on ki by 30, increases own Dragon Balls by 1? Whoa, Omega Shenron getting 2 Dragon Balls just out of his kit. Damn. Damn, that's really strong. Inflicts all enemies with the attribute downgrade -1 to arts card draw speed level. That's a weird debuff to tie to losing an ally, but at the same time, it's still good because if you're facing somebody that has a bajillion card draw speed and you're already down a man, you may as well throw in the towel. It's kind of over. But having to take away 1 card draw speed level at least helps you survive a little bit. But getting another Dragon Ball quickly helps you get back to making a comeback here. Now next, Zenkai 6. Shadow Dragon's Calamity. Applies the following effects to self every time when faced with an enemy. Randomly draw 1 new card if you have 3 or fewer. Restore health by 5% and ki by 15. 10% to damage inflicted for 10 counts. -3 to arts cost for 10 counts. It's pretty good. I'm going to assume there's some sort of cover null in this kit somewhere, but that's pretty good. Card draw speed while gaining random cards. Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta does something like this, and when you let that guy ramp up, he really, really ramps up. So I like this a lot for Omega. Applies the funnel effects to self when this character performs a Vanish Step. So they tease this in his breakdown, so I assume this is strong. He draws a green card next, happens only once. Increases ki by 20. He gets card draw speed level 1 for 10 timer counts, so level 2 card draw speed now. And he gets the buff effect, nullify enemy special actions that change when changing cover for 10 counts. There you go. That's the entire passive. What are they expecting you to do? You perform a Vanish. You hit your opponent with a green card. Now you're looking at level 2 card draw speed, probably all your ki, and you got cover nullification. So Omega goes in for the combo. Your opponent swaps out. Guess what? More damage for you, less arts cost. You heal a little bit. You got more ki. And you're going to get another card to extend your combo. That seems to be Omega's gimmick. I think that's a strong way to have it all work together. His Zenkai abilities for Red GT. I like that. That's good. GT needs more Zenkai buffers. And okay. It looks like, wait a minute, I'm missing. Aha, there we go. Sorry. I thought I was missing that. Let's see. So now we got his green and ultimate and blue card. So for his blue card, massive explode damage, 30% to special move, awaken and ultimate inflict damage inflicted by allies for 20 counts upon activation, reduces enemy Dragon Balls by 1 on hit, activates twice. Omega gets 2 Dragon Balls and can take away 2 Dragon Balls. Very, very strong. His ultimate deals massive explode damage. The following effects occur upon activation. 50% to ult damage inflicted for 3 counts. Nullifies endurance, and a portion of the damage will also be dealt to the enemies on standby, which is nice. His green card inflicts all enemies with the 3 sub count lock-in upon activation. Applies the funnel effects on hit. The enemy takes 30% more damage for 15 counts. Take away buff effects, and you can chain into it with a strike blast, blue card, or ultimate. So, yeah, I mean, that's just their gimmick. No cover nullification coming out of the green card, which makes sense. It looks like they want it to be tied to his vanish. I can't remember if Omega's green card is a long animation or a short one, but I will say that this is a really good looking Zenkai. Really high multipliers. He already had a decent baseline kit, but now it looks like he's far more impressive as well. The dot damage will be noticeable, but I think the most noteworthy thing has to be all the Dragon Ball manipulation. He gets 2 on his own and can take away 2 from your opponent. That's really strong. How many games have you gone to where like 90 timer counts in, you don't have a rush? Units like this are just going to make that far more prevalent, and GT already has 2 characters that get Dragon Balls really easy. Now we got another one. So GT is going to turn into just the Rising Rush team at this point. They're just going to get rushes really, really fast. But first impression, Omega looks pretty good. I think he's going to perform well, especially in this meta. He doesn't have any means of going type neutral, but between the lock-in from the green, all the Dragon Ball manipulation, and his little gimmick of cover nullification on the vanish, I think he'll do okay. I think he'll do well. We'll be able to see on the showcase, so be sure to tune in on that one. But that's not everything. We got the purple Super Saiyan 4 Goku PLAT equip that I'm really excited about. Alright, and here it is. Super Saiyan 4 Goku's Platinum equipment. This guy has the potential to be far better than Vegeta, mainly because he has some gimmicks in his kit that aged a lot better. Mainly the 2 instances of cover nullification, the anti-endurance from his main ability. His ultimate has minus 100% enemy sustained damage cut effects, and he has a blue card with a lock-in. So sniping with anti-endurance and minus 100% sustained damage cut is huge. Let's see. Base health up to 15%, base strike attack, base blast attack up to 60%, base strike defense up to 60%. Already looking good. I noticed there's no blast defense. That's kind of an interesting choice. Damage inflicted 90%, sustained cut 30%. Is that a little bit lower? His health restore is 15%. I think didn't this Goku always heal upon showing up on the field? So I think that's what these 2 are for, just for him to have higher sustain. Let's see, slot 3. Increases card draw speed by 1 level. There you go. This Goku got card draw speed from his green card. I was hoping he would get it out of this equipment, and he does. Reduce enemy ki by 40 when changing cover. Activates twice. So when you swap into the Goku, you can take away 40 ki from your enemy, which is good. Goku healing when he shows up with the boosted health restore and taking away some ki really is meant for him to be able to sponge a little bit, but not too much of a combo. Applies the following effects to self when this character uses a special arts. Draw a strike card next. Restores ki by 50, or restores ki by 15 when this character uses a special arts. I have no idea. Wait, what? That's a bit weird. I'm guessing this is just if you have the level 3 version of it. I'm going to assume this is the highest level. Maybe it's displaying it weird, but level 2 card draw speed, guaranteed strike card next, gain 50 ki with a little bit of disrupt on cover change. Really good. I think Purple Super Saiyan 4 Goku is probably going to perform pretty good. I think he's got enough in the bag to do well. But you let me know in the comment section below. There's a couple new PvP messages as well, but you guys will see that on your own. Do you think Purple Super Saiyan 4 Goku has what it takes to do well, given that one of the best units is a yellow unit? He is also a nice little support for GT, so maybe that gives him a little bit more points. How do you feel about Omega Shenron Zenkai Awakening? Do you think with him being red, with an AoE green, a niche little way of giving cover nullification with a lock-in as well in the range blue, could he see some actual value in PvP? You let me know, but until then, be on the lookout for the showcases. We will be sure to do those as soon as the game is live and hopefully put on a show. But until next time, guys, peace.